Deanna Armentrout here, Professor of English at Potomac State College and your online English 101 instructor this fall 2016 semester. I decided to try something new. This is a tutorial video on some of the eCampus basics. Many of the questions I receive at the very beginning of the semester deal with how do I do this, where do I find that, how do I post to the discussion board, how do I submit assignments, a lot of kind of basic questions that I wind up answering over and over again. So I thought I would try to make a tutorial to help you out with the class and getting you familiar with the web space. Again, this is kind of new, so hopefully you'll bear with me. We'll see how it goes. If you hear any, vague music in the background, that's my guitar happy husband playing. We may get photobombed by a cat either in the background or hopefully not across the screen. One of my kids, the dog, I don't know. I can't guarantee what's going to happen with this. So we'll just give it our best shot and see what happens. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. And most of you have probably figured this part out anyway, but again, I'm just starting with the basics. So once you go to ecampus.wvu.edu, click on the login page, and then you'll get to where you enter your username and password. That's the same username and password as you use for everything WVU, your Mix, Gmail, all that kind of stuff. So just click on login, and that will take you to the page where all of your classes are listed. All the classes that you're taking will be listed, not just your online classes. And even if you have an instructor that's not using the web space, they will still have space available to them. So go on down and select your class. Your list will be a little easier to figure out because you'll only have one English 101, but this is where you guys are right here. And when you click on that, that will take you to the home page, or at least what is the home page right now. As we move through the semester, I may move up the module page so it shows up first. But this little welcome page here basically has a few things you might be interested in. First of all, announcements right here. The announcements will also always be sent to your email, so make sure you are regularly checking your Mix email, so that way if you have any, if I have any updates for you, you'll see it in your email as well as here in eCampus on the announcements page. Okay. Something else that's important here is this ITS service desk information. If you're having any kind of technology problems with your laptop, with logging into your different accounts, whether it's eCampus or Mix or anything else, they are the ones that can help you to get those kind of problems straightened out. I can't. I'm not that great with technology, as you'll see with this video probably, but I can fix it if it's something that I've done wrong on my end. But if it is something wrong with your account or your computer, unfortunately, I can't help you. You'll have to call the professionals for help with that. And lastly, over here is a calendar. Now, the calendar gets some things added to it kind of automatically when I enter in assignments and so forth, but you can also use this to plug in anything else that you may have, appointments, other tests and quizzes, whatever you might have. You can use this eCampus calendar to help you out with that. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. And this video will mainly deal with the start here, important documents part of the web space. I'll post a second video that deals with the modules and course content and a little bit of demo of how to use those things. But just to get started, we want to start here with the important course documents. So go ahead and click on that, and that will take you to the page with your syllabus and all the other important informational documents that you have. So the first thing that you'll see here is the instructor profile. Just like I asked you to introduce yourselves on the first week's discussion board to your classmates and to your instructor, I've put a little something up there about me, so you can get to know a little bit about me and my family, hobbies, and interests, and those kind of things. So you can read that if you want to. You don't have to. The next thing, though, that you do need to read, and as it says, this is important, please download it, save it, and print it. If you don't print it, at least save it so you can refer to it very easily. So once you click on this, oh, you know what? I need to make a quick change. Hold on. I'm going to go to my student preview mode so that hopefully this will look a little bit more like what you see. Okay, and then we'll go back here into the course documents. Okay, so not much difference, but especially when we get into the module part, it is important to, it kind of looks like what you're used to. So of course, here's the syllabus, and as soon as you click on it, it should download and open. It's a PDF file, so you should be able to open that regardless of your computer and computer type and the software that you have. All right. Make sure you read through the syllabus, the whole thing, read all the policies and procedures. There's a lot of information in this, I understand, but I expect you to read it, so I'm not going to constantly remind you of what's in the syllabus. You do need to familiarize yourself with it and make sure that you're aware of it. One of the things that I will try to point out here in your syllabus is, maybe it's not in here, I forget exactly where I put it, but anyway, one of the things that I want you to be aware of is that as a Potomac State College and WVU student, you do have available to you a free download of Microsoft Office. Just go to the WVU ITS page, wvu.edu. If you want to, just in their little search bar, just type in, Microsoft Office for Students or something like that, and that should take you to the page with the directions for downloading that to your computer. And you will have that download for as long as you are a student, a WVU student, whether you're on the main campus or at Potomac State. Okay, so let's get rid of that. You're going to read through all of that, of course. Then the next thing you'll see is the semester-long weekly schedule of assignments and readings. This is something that a lot of students seem to forget about, or maybe they miss when the class first starts, because I get comments sometimes like, well, I wish I knew what was coming up, and it wasn't so much week by week what the schedule is. Well, here it is, folks. This is where you can find out how the whole semester is scheduled. So again, this is a PDF file, so it should open up easily for you. And as you can see, we start with week 1 and we go all the way through to week 15 at the very end. So this can help you to look ahead. Obviously, you won't see the actual essay assignment sheets or some of the discussion topics and other assignments until we're closer to that point in the semester, but at least you can look ahead for reading assignments. You can jot down when your due dates are, things like that. But anyway, if you want to be able to look ahead, you can look right there. I think I have 2 cats playing in the background. What can I say? Anyway, once you're finished with that, again, this one is one you might just save the syllabus, but I would highly recommend that you print off this semester-long schedule, so that way you have it at hand. Maybe you could put it up on your bulletin board, or put it somewhere where you can find it and take a look at it pretty easily. Okay, you can hit the back button, or you can just quickly click on the Start Here course information documents. And the next thing you'll see here are the course guidelines. Again, it's labeled as another important document for you that you want to make sure you download and save. So there are some directions in the syllabus, but there's even more directions in this course guidelines document. So in the course guidelines, information about how to email me, information about the discussion board, including this very important thing. A lot of people wind up not getting full credit for their discussion simply because they didn't pay attention to this particular part of this document, that there is a word count requirement for posts and for replies. The replies can be a little bit shorter, but you always have to meet those minimum requirements in terms of word count in order to get full credit. I always recommend typing it up in Microsoft Word. Use the word count feature so that way you know exactly where you stand, and you can just copy and paste it into the discussion board message board. I've gotten several questions from students throughout the week about the discussion board. Don't worry, I'm going to give a tutorial on that in the second video. Okay, so again, look through this, make sure you read it carefully so you understand all of those aspects of the course and how the course is going to proceed and how we have to do things. Okay, once again, we're going to go back, and the next thing that you'll see on this informational page for the whole course is this tips for success from my former online students. I always ask for tips from my students at the end of the semester, kind of a what do you wish you had known at the beginning of the semester that you now know at the end. And so I've compiled all those to try to give you a good list of some things that my former students would suggest to you as brand new online students to help you stay on track, to help you be the most successful that you can possibly be. So there is a little bit of repetition. When you see repetition, obviously that's probably a good tip because a lot of people found some success with those things. So please read through that. It is important information. You don't have to save it or anything, but please take their suggestions to heart because they did put a lot of thought into those suggestions for you, and they did take that seriously in terms of trying to help you get a good start. Okay, and then the last thing you'll see on this particular page is this folder here that's called Essay Assignment Files. So what I do is I post all of your essay assignment information in this folder. So as you'll see right now, there's just the one folder up here for Essay 1. As we progress through the semester, you'll see Essay 2, 3, and 4 appear there as well. The reason I have this on this page is so that if you do need to go back in and find an assignment sheet, but you don't remember which week it was posted in, you don't have to go through all the weekly modules to try to find it again. You can simply come here to get to it more quickly. All right, that's all there is to that, basically. Just kind of an easy way to find it. All right. So that pretty much covers all of the Start Here page with all of the important things that you need to take a look at from the very beginning. At this point in the week, most of you have probably already done so, but if you have not read through this information and all of these documents, you need to do so. Students who don't read these documents wind up losing a lot of points and, claiming ignorance that you didn't realize that there was a word count for the discussions, that you didn't realize you had to submit your essays, a certain way. It's not, it's not an acceptable excuse, I guess, let's just put it that way. All right, so I will finish this one up here, and I'll get you part 2, which will give you some information here about these weekly modules that we'll be working on. There's just one posted so far, but hopefully this next video will help you to work with what you have due this week. All right, so I will see you again shortly.